We're in the middle of London and we're going to do some training with a young Cocker Spaniel. As many of you know, this is Waffle and we are here in Ovington Square, so like right in the heart of London. Now the reason I'm doing this video is because often people say to me, oh, but we don't have your fields and your farm and all the setup that you have to do the training. So how do I make it work if I live in a town? Well, you can't really get more central town issues than you can when you live in a place like this. These amazing like 5-6 story buildings. We've got a little private garden in the middle of the square. There's cars going past, there's cars parked. So if I'm going to take my dog for a walk, now obviously if I lived in one of these houses, the chances are I've probably got a key to that garden, I might let them off in there. There's also lots of other people that do that, so that's really pretty limited on what we can do. So what we would need to do is we need to go from here to somewhere else, to a local park to walk our dog. And the problem is we come out of our door, so I'm going to use these people's steps. Maybe they'll buy a dog. We come out of our door and we come down the steps, Waffle here, and we go right left and we head along the road to the park. The problem is the dog then learns, oh, we're going along the road. So they just start to pull and they're pulling you down the street like we've seen in so many of my other videos. So what do? Well, in our yard at home, you've seen if you've seen any of our heel work videos, we're changing direction constantly, but there's obviously limited to what we can do because we're on a pavement, on a street, you know, there's taxis coming past, there's people coming past. So what we're going to do is we're going to use all these parked cars as our distractions. When I say distractions, I mean we're walking along, in front of Waffle down the pavement here, there's a pigeon. So if Lauren just turns around quickly. So there's someone walking, there's a pigeon, there's a guy up there painting the railings. There's things going on. There's things for Waffle to pull towards. So we use all these parked cars as our get out of jail card. So as we're walking along, we weave between the cars. We do a loop around one of the cars. We can adjust what we're doing rather than just taking on the pavement in either direction. We use the natural surroundings, the natural London surroundings, slightly different to the trees we've got in Perthshire, but the natural surroundings, which are cars and people, to benefit us when we're training for distractions. So we're just going to walk down the street here towards this pigeon, and if Waffle pulls, maybe he won't pull, and even if he doesn't, we're going to use these cars, we're going to weave in and out them and show you how we do it.
That's a working spaniel, isn't it?
It is a working Cocker Spaniel, yes.
My daughter's got one, they're absolutely gorgeous, love them. He's young.
He's one, yep.
Yeah.
He's 1 year old. It's called Waffle.
Gorgeous.
Another admirer, Waffle, huh?
Yes, yes. When my daughter takes hers out, he's admired.
My wife would say Charlie is always on the cell, so I just say I'm polite. But anyway, lady admiring little Waffle. So we're going to head down the street here. We're going to use some of these cars to zigzag in and out and show you how we would do it if we lived in this kind of environment and we were trying to train our young dog. So let's go. So we're just walking along with Waffle, and look, there's a pigeon in front of him. He's being very good. So as he sees the pigeon, we correct him on the lead, and then we use the car to loop around, okay? And then we can carry on going. He's pulling a little bit. That pigeon's really got him excited. He's pulling a little bit. So I'm now going to use these cars and I'm going to figure of 8 in and out of them. Waffle. So every time Waffle thinks he's going down the pavement, he's not. Because I'm constantly changing direction. So I'm keeping him on his toes. I'm practicing all the things that we would do at home, but I'm using the tools I've got with me at the time. So that's a little healing lesson. And we would continue to do that down the street, round the square, it wouldn't really matter. We can do this forever, as we can cross the road, we can do it on the other side of the road, and I'm not going to do that over and over again because I'm sure you get the idea. But we're just trying to show Waffle that he can't decide, oh, I'm going down there, oh, there's a guy painting a fence. There's always going to be something that we can use. We can cross the road, we can go round a car, we can go round the car the other way. We can always do something to practice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do sitting and staying. Now, you've seen us at home, and we use the edge of the grass, or we use the step outside the office, or the step in front of the kennels. We've got the perfect tool here. Waffle, come here. Waffle, sit. Sit. So we've got the perfect tool here, in exactly the same way we do at home, but it's just of an amazing house in the middle of London. So the whole point of what I'm saying here is you've just got to be a little bit imaginative. Sit, and you've got to practice. Now, whereas at home I can back away from Waffle and I can go out of sight because I can go around a corner, here I maybe don't want to do that because it's, you know, there's more things going on, there's more chance of risk, but I can go behind a car, sit, sit. So I can just behave exactly the same, sit. Disappear behind the car, come back again, and praise him. Heel. And then we can carry on going. Now, some of the other points of this. Waffle has never been to London, surprisingly enough. Lauren just told me that she got Ash to London about 10 years ago. I do come to London a bit more often than that, but, you know, not very often and not to this sort of environment. So I'm in London and I'm doing all this training. Waffle's never been here. It's all new, it's all exciting, it's all different for him. But he still sits on a step, he still walks to heel. If you teach a dog properly in the right environment at home, you can take on anything, okay? And here's Waffle taking on London. So let's go and take on some more of London with Waffle. You won't often see a Mordor gun dog in this sort of environment, but I just wanted to do this because I want to prove that if you do your training correctly in your home environment and you listen to our rules and you get to do it, you do it properly, then you end up with a little Waffle, a nice little dog like this. He's walking to heel, he's sitting, he's paying attention, he's just generally being a nice dog. So there's a little reward. Waffle and I are going to go shopping. See you later, Waffle. So Waffle's been to the Prada Cafe, he's been to Harrods. He got pretty excited when we walked past a very fancy looking cafe and bakery. But what probably he found most interesting was when one of the feral pigeons that was in front of him took off and he watched it. We're always using things for training. Whatever it is, we can always find a purpose. So that's what you've got to think about all the time, is thinking, you know, how can we use the environment we're in for training? There's a pigeon just walking here behind the car and you can see Waffle's interested, but he's sitting, he's watching it, he's not trying to lunge, he's not trying to do anything stupid. When he came down one of the little busy streets, he was a little bit pulley on the lead. There was a lot of people. It was very distracting, quite hard for him. So just to finish off, I'm going to zigzag my way back to the car, round some of these other vehicles parked on the road.